Good morning. Today we are going to learn topic 3. This is all about King David. The previous lesson we learned on King Saul, the failures and the achievements. So today we are going to learn on King David. In this topic we learn the achievements and also the failures of the King David. Then objectives, you should be able to state the achievements of King David and also the failures of King David. Then we begin. David was born in Bethlehem, the youngest son of Jesse, and he gained early recognition for his musical talent as harpist. He used to play an harp. His most famous encounter during his youth was defeat of a giant Goliath, whereby he killed Goliath, who was a leader in Philistines. Then he was anointed by Prophet Samuel. It was the achievements of David. He was a brilliant military commander. He captured the old fortress of Jerusalem from Jebusites and made it the capital city. He removed the Ark of Covenant from the Abinadab in Shiloh and brought it into Jerusalem. Then he expressed great faith in God. Through his faith in God, he was able to kill Goliath, the great Philistine warrior. He expressed musical and composed many psalms that were used and are still being used in the churches and even in the temples today. He expanded the geographical boundaries of Israel through conquest. He was a great diplomat and established good political relations with the neighboring kings. He was a shrewd administrator who chose wise elders and counselors to advise him. Then God promised to establish an everlasting kingdom for David, whereby David would be an ancestor of Jesus. Then David ruled over Israel, administering law and justice to all people. Then he took consensus of the Israelites and used the information to recruit young men into military services and decided on the policy of taxation. Then David had a remarkable leadership qualities, like a leader should be humble. Then David was humble. He was ready to accept the sins he committed. For example, when he committed adultery with Bathsheba, he repented. Then we look also at the failures of King David. He committed adultery with Bathsheba, whereby this was one of the most well-known failure. And when he impregnated Bathsheba, he tried to cover it up by arranging for Uriah to be killed. Then the murder of Uriah, in order to conceal his adultery with Bathsheba, he planned that Uriah should be put in the front line of the battle for him to be killed. Then there was also family dysfunction. David's family life was marked by significant dysfunction and strife. His son Absalom rebelled against him, leading to his death, whereby David immersed griefly. Then there was the census incidents in the 2 Samuel chapter 24. There was an account of David conducting a census which was against God's will. This demonstrated lack of trust in God's providence, and resulted in divine judgment. Then there was also the parenting failure. He failed to put in discipline among his children. For example, the case of Amnon and Tamar, whereby Amnon wed and raped Tamar. The leadership qualities demonstrated by King David. There was the courage. David displayed great courage, particularly in his youth when he faced giant Goliath, who was a Philistine warrior. Then faith. David showed deep faith when he went to kill Goliath with a sling. There was also the humility. Despite being anointed by King David, acknowledging his dependence on God and recognizing the authority of God in his life. He remained humble even in times of success and rebirth. Then the compassion. David demonstrated compassion and forgiveness even when he had an opportunity to harm his enemies, such as King Saul. He valued mercy, kindness, and essential qualities for effective empathic leadership. There was also strategic thinking. David was skilled military strategist. His ability to assess situations, made wise decisions, and develop effective plans that contributed to his success as a leader. The adaptability. David faced various challenges and changes through his life, from being a shepherd to warrior and later a king. Integrity. David was not without flaws, but he displayed a commitment to integrity. After his moral failure with Bathsheba, he repented sincerely. Then there was empathy. David's ability to connect with people and emotional level. He understood the struggles of those around him and demonstrated empathy. Then decisiveness. David made decisive decisions, especially during the times of crisis, whether it was facing Goliath, leading men in battle, or even making judgments. His ability to make decisions with confidence contributed to his effectiveness as a leader. Then there was also the vision. Then David had a vision for kingdom of Israel and desired to build a temple for God. While he was not permitted to build the temple himself, his vision showcased his forward-thinking approach and aspiration, as well as for well-being of his people.